Hello everyone, good day to you all. I am Gerald E. Tapik and I'm here to explain pairwise comparison voting method, more likely known as Copeland's method or head-to-head method. In this method, each voter ranks all the candidates and each candidate is compared one-on-one with each other candidates. Furthermore, a candidate who won the matchup receive 1 point. If the matchup is tie, both of them receive half a point. But if the candidate lose the matchup, the candidate will receive 0 points. So, example, the candidates who receive the most points is declared as the winner of the election. So, example 1, diners at a restaurant were asked about their favorite course of the meal where A is appetizer, D is dessert, and E is entree. Using the pairwise comparison method, which course is selected as the favorite course of the meal? Then, here are the table below. There are there are four columns. First column have 14 voters that they prefer entree as favorite course of the meal. Second is dessert. Third is appetizer. In the second column, there are 21 voters who prefer dessert as the favorite course of the meal, then appetizer and entree. The third column, there are 8 voters who prefer appetizer, then dessert and entree. Then the last column have 5 voters that they prefer D uh, D as dessert as favorite course of the meal, then entree and appetizer. So the first matchup is entree versus appetizer. And entree to know the winner of the matchup, we need to find each column who are preferable, or like mostly the first one is the winner in no, it's not the winner, it's we need to count the votes to determine the winner in each matchup. So the first matchup is entree versus appetizer, diba? So we need to find each column the entree and appetizer. So in the first column, entree is has 14 votes. Then I write the 14 here because entree has 14 in the first column. Then second column is appetizer. Appetizer is first in this column. So appetizer has 21. And the third column, appetizer is first. So 8 voters choose appetizer na. So 21 and 8. 21, no, it's not 21 and 8, it's 21 plus 8. Then, the last column, we see that entree is the preferable meal. So, 14 plus 5, then is equals to 19. Then 21 plus 8 is equals to 29. 29. So, the winner in this matchup is appetizer. Appetizer has already 1 point. So the second matchup is entree versus dessert. To determine the matchup again is we need to find in each column. So entree and dessert. The first column, entree is preferable than dessert there. Then 14 voters has entree. In the second column, 21 voters choose dessert then entree. 21. The third column, 8 voters prefer dessert than entree. And the third column, 5 voters has choose Desert, then entry. So 21 plus 8 is 29 plus 5 is 34. Then the winner in this matchup is Desert. So the Desert has already 1 point. So in the final matchup, there are D versus A. So D and A. Same process again. We need to find the most preferable or the first in the matchup. So the first column, 14 voters have choose dessert than appetizer. So dessert has 14. In the second column, 21 voters choose dessert than appetizer. So 14 and 21. After 14 plus 21, the third column naman, appetizer has 8 votes. Write 8 here. Then in the last column, dessert has 5 votes than appetizer, because appetizer is always last in the previous 3 columns. So 14 plus 21 is 35 plus 5 is 40. So the winner in the matchup of the dessert versus appetizer is D. D means dessert. So dessert has two 2 points already. Appetizer has 1 and E is 0 because entry has lost the matchup twice. So which the course is selected as the favorite course of the meal is dessert. Dessert is the winner of this election, or in this voting as the favorite course of the meal. So let's proceed to example number 2. A family wants to go out for dinner. For dinner. I'm sorry about that. They suggest 3 restaurant, which is Penong's Barbecue, Seafood and Grill, Jollibee, and Mang Inasal. Using the pairwise comparison method, which restaurant they choose for dinner. So the family has 10 members. So the first 3 of the family choose Jollibee as they choose Jollibee first. They choose Jollibee and second Mang Inasal and third is Penong's. And thus the second 4 members of the family choose Mang Inasal instead of Jollibee and Penong's. So bale yung Jollibee at Penong's is second lang at third choice sa apat nga membro sa pamilya. So the last 3 members of the family choose Penong's as their they chose Penong's as they want to go out for dinner. Then second is Mang Inasal and third is Jollibee. So complicated yung nila no. Kasi iba-iba. Then kaya nga may pairwise comparison method or voting methods para mapili yung isa talagang restaurant. So first matchup is Jollibee versus Mang Inasal. So same process naman. We need to find each uh, in each matchup, we need to find the most preferable restaurant that they choose, or to place the votes in each candidate. So Jollibee has 3 in the first column. So J is J has 3 votes. Then MI as stated as Mang Inasal, or Legend of MI is Mang Inasal. Or no, the Legend of Mang Inasal is MI. So in the second column, Mang Inasal has 4 votes. And the third column, Mang Inasal has 3 votes then. Ay, the 3 votes preferable, mas prefer nila yung Mang Inasal. So, 4 plus 3 equals 7. So, ang nanalo sa match-up nito is ang Mang Inasal. So, Mang Inasal has 1 point na. Sulat ko muna ito ha. Jollibee and Tenos. So, the second match-up is Jollibee versus Penongs. Uulitin naman din natin yung process. So, the process that we need to find the most preferable in each column. So, in this matchup, the first column is the first 3 voters choose Jollibee than Penongs. The second, the four voters choose Jollibee than Penongs. Then the last column that has 3 votes choose Penongs. So Jollibee has 7 voters. Then Penongs has 3, but the winner is Jollibee. So Jollibee has 1 point already. We are tied with Mang Inasal. So the last match up will determine who will be the winner. I think it's Mang Inasal. Okay, because Mang Inasal, the only match up there is Mang Inasal versus Penongs. So may hint na. Or klaro naman kung sino naman manalo. Mang Inasal versus Penongs. So the 3 voters choose Mang Inasal than Penongs. The first 3 voters. Ay. So the second, the 4 voters choose Mang Inasal than Penongs. So 7 plus 4 is 7. And the Penongs is only 3. So, klaro naman na ang Mang Inasal yung panalo. Then, Mang Inasal have 2 points already. So, as you can see, the winner of this comparison is Mang Inasal. Mang Inasal. So, the family choose the restaurant for dinner. So for the last example, there are a group of friends who wants to go on a vacation. The group suggested 3 destinations, namely Boracay, Palawan, and Siargao. What place does their group plan to go? Using the pairwise comparison method, and see the tables of their voting below. So there are 13 plus 12 is 25, and 15 are 40 members of the group, no? So marami sila. In the first column, there are 13 voters who choose Boracay as their first Boracay is their final decision. Then Siargao and Palawan. Then 12 persons or voters choose Siargao as their destination, then Palawan and Boracay. Then 15 voters choose Palawan as their final destination, then Siargao and Boracay. So in this matchup, first I'll match up the Boracay versus Siargao. So, same process naman, no? We need to find the preferable places or destination or candidates in each column. Basta match up, basta yung match up ang ano, hahanapin or hahanapin. So, Boracay versus Siargao. Tingnan natin sa table kung sino ang mas preferable sa tatlong column nga votes. So, in the first column, Boracay versus Siargao. Boracay has 13 votes. Then the second column that has 12 voters mas napili nila yung Siargao kaysa Boracay. So, ang 12 na voters na yan gusto pupunta ng Siargao. So, ang Siargao may 12. Hindi 12, may 12 na voters. So, in the last column that has 15 votes, 15 voters choose Siargao then Boracay. So 12 plus 15. So 12 plus 15 is 27. Then ang nanalo din nito matchup is Siargao. So Siargao has already won a point. The next matchup naman is Siargao versus Palawan. So tingnan natin sa table kung gaano karami ang nag-vote sa Siargao o gaano karami ang nag-vote sa Palawan. So in the first table, the first column pala, we see nga Siargao yung Siargao yung preferable sa first 13 voters nito. So Siargao has 13. Then next is Siargao pa rin ang marami, may 12 na voters. Then sa pangatlong column naman is Palawan yung nanalo, no? Mas preferable sa 15 na voters. Guys, 15 na voters choose Palawan instead of Siargao. So Palawan has 15. 25, 15. So nanalo pa rin ang Siargao. Siargao has already 2 points. Kita naman kung ano nang hint. May hint na. So, Boracay and Palawan. So, may pangatlong or last match up pa rin. Palawan versus Boracay. Okay. So, tingnan pa rin natin sa table kung sino mas preferable sa first 13 voters, second 12 voters, and third voters that has third column that has 15 voters. So sa first column, Boracay has sa first column, 13 voters choose Boracay instead of Palawan. So Boracay has 13. Then sa second column, 12 voters choose Palawan then Boracay. Choose Palawan dan Boracay pala. Palawan has 12. So, in the third column, 15 voters choose Palawan then Boracay. So, 12 plus 15 equals 27. Ang nanalo sa matchup dito is Palawan. So, may 1 point ang Palawan, may 0 points ang Boracay. Ang nanalo ng matchup, ang nanalo ng election nito or the ang nanalo ng destination dito ay ang Siargao. So the group, what place does their group plan to go? So using the pairwise comparison method, Siargao yung nanalo. So sa Siargao sa Siargao sila pupunta. So ito lang yung mga examples. Magbibigay din ako ng tatlong word problems. So I'll be back for a moment. I'll just pose the 3 other word problems. So bye-bye muna.
A few moments later.
So I'm back now. So we have 3 examples, 3 word examples here. So the first one is, at a sleepover, a group of friends gathered to watch a movie. There are 4 types of movie options: action heroes, comedy carnival, sci-fi spectacle, and romantic review. After the discussion and voting, what type of movie the group selected to watch? So we need to find what type of movie the group is watching. So the first we need to match up all the type of movies. So the first I'm going to match up is comedy and sci-fi. So comedy versus sci-fi. The same process will be looking the preferable preferable type of movie in each votings. So comedy and sci-fi match up. So in the first column, 5 voters pick comedy. So comedy has 5. Then in the second column, 4 voters choose sci-fi. Sci-fi has 4. Then in the third column with 3 voters, they pick comedy. So 5 plus 3. And then lastly, the 3 voters in last column choose comedy than sci-fi. So 5 plus 3, 8 plus 3 is 11. So the winner in this matchup is comedy. So comedy has already have 1 point. Then the next matchup, comedy versus action. So we're trying to look in here in the table. Comedy has 5 again, 5 votes, and in the second column, comedy has 4 votes again. In the third column, comedy has three votes. The fourth column, comedy has three votes again. So yung action no is walang last pick siya. So total of 15 votes for comedy. Comedy has two points na. Then for the next matchup is comedy versus romantic. Versus romantic. So we'll try to look again in the table. Comedy has 5 votes. In the second column, comedy was first then, so the votes is on comedy. Favorable in comedy. As you can see, the third column, comedy is first, so comedy has 3 votes. And the last column, romantic is first, so romantic has 3. 5 plus 4 plus 9 plus 3 equals 12. So the winner in this matchup is comedy again. Comedy has 3 points na. So in the next matchup, let's match action versus romantic. At the table, in the table here, action, in the first column, action is first, meaning the 5 votes is going to action. Then, the second, action is first than romantic, so the 4 votes goes to action. Then, in the third table, romantic is first in here, so the votes going to romantic. Then, in the last column, in the table, romantic is first, so meaning that 3 votes in the last column goes to romantic. So 3 plus 3 equals 6, then 5 plus 4 equals 9. The winner in here is action. So action had 1 point. The next matchup is action versus sci-fi. At the table, in the first column, action is first than sci-fi. Then the 5 volts goes to action. In the second column, sci-fi is first, so meaning the 4 volts goes to sci-fi. In the third column, sci-fi is first, then the action is last, so meaning the 3 volts goes to sci-fi. In the last column, action is first, then sci-fi type of movie. So the 3 volts goes to action. 5 plus 3 equals 8. 8 plus 4 equals 7. So the winner on each matchup is action. So action has 2 votes. Another 1 point na. Then next matchup is romantic sci-fi. Complete na pala yung action. Then next is sci-fi versus romantic. In a table, sci-fi, the first column, sci-fi is last, so meaning the 5 voters goes to romantic. Then, in the second column of the table, sci-fi goes first, so meaning the 4 votes goes to sci-fi. In the third column, romantic is last and sci-fi is first, so the 3 votes goes to sci-fi. The last column, romantics, is first, then sci-fi, so meaning the three votes goes to romantic. So 4 plus 3 equals 8. I know, 7 pala. Mali. Sorry, very bad. 5 plus 3 equals 8. So the winner on this matchup is romantic. So romantic got 1 point. So sci-fi is 1, 2, 3. So sci-fi has 0 points. Then the winner in this election, or the winner in this type of movie, is comedy. Therefore, the the movie the group selected to watch is comedy type. Therefore, type of movie the group selected to watch is comedy. For the next word problem example is a bunch of enthusiastic are voting about the best car in Japan domestic market. Introducing Supra MK4, Nissan GTR, Mazda RX-7, and Honda NSX and AE86 Toyota Terreno. About the discussion, what type of car has possibly win on the argument? So in the table above, there are a total of 140 votes, 140 voters in the group, uh, in the discussion. So the first column, I know we need to find the type of car. We need to find the type, the best car in the Japan domestic market. So in first one, we need to match up MK4 versus GTR. So MK4 in the first column has 32 voters. MK4 is the first one, or the best for them. So 32 votes goes to MK4. Then now, in the second column, 43 voters vote GTR as their best car. So for 43 goes to GTR. Then in the third column, MK4 is nauna siya. MK4 is first than GTR. So 26 votes goes to 20 to MK4. Then in the fourth column, GTR is first than MK4. So 14 goes to GTR. In the last column of 25 voters, 25 voters choose MK4 as the best cars. So 25 goes to MK4. So 32 plus 26 plus 23 is 2, 8, 11, 1, 1, 4, 7, 9, 21, 7, 1, 4, 27. No,
87, 81.
91 na pala. Oh, wait lang. To clarify things up. 32. No, dapat 25 ito. Mali ako. So, dapat 25 ito. 25. So, 32 plus 26 plus 25. take to be resulted as 4, 8, 3, 7, 7, 4, 5, 57 para to. So, in this matchup, MK4 has 83 volts. So, MK4 won the matchup. Then MK4 has 1 point. R uh, S X R X7 and A86. So to continue, the next matchup is MK4 and 8086 versus 8086. So at the table, in the first column, MK4 is first, so the 32 votes goes to MK4. The second matchup, MK4, the 43 votes goes to MK4 because MK4 is first than 8086. So 43 votes goes to MK4. Then in the third column, the 26 votes goes to AE86 because 26 voters, AE86 is the best for them. So first 86 votes go to AE86. Then fourth column that has 14 voters. MK4 is first than A86. So MK4, ada 14 voters goes to MK4. 14. Then the last column, 25 votes goes to MK4 than 8086. So 25. So 2 plus 3, 5 plus 9, 14. Then 1, 4, 8, 10, 11. A total of 114 votes to MK4. The winner in this matchup is MK4. So MK4 now has 2 points already. So the next matchup is MK4 and RX7. So MK4 versus RX7. So in the first table, 32 voters goes to MK4 rather than RX7. So 32 voters goes to MK4. Then in the second column, MK4 is first and RX7 is last. So 43 voters goes to MK4. And the third column, 26 voters goes for MK4 rather than RX7. So 26 voters goes to MK4. Then the last last fourth column, RX7 is first, then MK4. So meaning the 14 voters goes to RX7. And lastly, the fifth column that have 25 votes, MK4 is first, then RX7. So 25 goes to MK4. So 1, 2, 6. So 1 to 6 votes. So the winner is MK4. Then MK4 has already 3 points for now. The next matchup is MK4 versus NSX. So the table above, In the first column, second and third. So total of 32 plus 43 is 75. Then 101 votes goes to MK4 because in the three columns MK4 is first than NSX. So total of 101. 32 plus 43 is 75 plus 26 is 101. Then in the fourth column, NSX is first than MK4. Then the 14 voters goes to NSX. So in the last, MK4 is first than NSX. So meaning the 25 voters goes to MK4. So 126. Then MK4 has won the match up and MK4 has total of 4 points now. So the next matchup is GTR versus AE86. GTR versus AE86. So in the first column, GTR is first than AE86. So the 32 voters goes to GTR. So GTR has 32 voters. In the second column, GTR is first and A86 is last. So meaning the 43 votes goes to GTR. 43. In the third column, A86 is first than GTR. So 26 votes goes to A86. Then in the fourth column, GTR has 14 voters because GTR is first and AE86 is last. So 14 goes to GTR. Then in the fifth column, GTR is first rather than A86. So the 25 voters goes to GTR. So the total of 114 votes. GTR has won the matchup and GTR has 1 point. So in the next matchup is GTR versus RX7. GTR versus RX7. The first column, first, second. So in the table above, GTR in all 5 columns is first than RX7. So in the first column, GTR is first, second is first pa rin, then third is first pa rin kasi ang RX7 is last in every column. So meaning the total of 140 votes goes to GTR. Then GTR has 1 point. So the next matchup is GTR versus AE86. I know. Sorry, I'm wrong. GTR versus NSX. NSX pala to. NSX. So, in the first column, GTR has 32. And the second column, for GTR is first, then NSX. So, meaning GTR is the 43 voters in the second column has the 43 voters goes to GTR pala. 43. In the third column, NSX is last. So GTR is first, then the 26 voters goes to GTR. The fourth column, NS, no, GTR is first. GTR is first, then NSX 14. Um, the fifth column, GTR is first, so the 25 voters goes to 25. Goes to GTR, so total of 140. So GTR has one again, a point. The next matchup is RX7. RX7 versus 86. In the first column, RX 8086 is first than RX7, so meaning 32 volts goes to AA86. The second column, RX7 is first than A86, so the total of 43 volts goes to RX7. And in the third column, A86 is first rather than RX7. So the total of 26 volts goes to A86 26. In the third column, ay no, third na pala to. In the fourth column, RX7 is first than A86, so meaning the 14 volts goes to RX7. And the last column, A86 is first than RX7, so meaning the 25 volts goes to A86. So, i-plus natin to, 43 plus 14, 57, 2, 6, 7, 30, 4, 53. So the winner is A86. A86 has 1 point now. So the next matchup is RX7 RX7 versus NSX. So RX7 versus NXS match up. In the table, RX7 is first, so 32 votes goes to RX7. Then NSX is last. In the second table, 43 voters vote RX7 first, then NSX. So the 43 votes goes to RX7. And the third column, NSX is first rather than RX7. So the total of 26 votes goes to NSX. Then in the fourth column, NSX is first rather than RX7. So 14 votes goes to NSX. The last column, NSX has 25. NSX is first than RX7. So the 25 voters go to NSX. So 26 plus 14 is 14 plus 65. Plus 25, so 65. So 32 plus 43 is 75. So the winner in this matchup is RX7. RX7 has 1 point now. For the next matchup, NSX versus A86. in this match up, ano tawag ito? In the table, NSX is last and A86 is first, so the 32 volts goes to A86. Then, in the second table, 43 volters, both A86 first rather than NSX. So, the 43 volters goes to A86. And the third column, of total of 26 volts, voted 86 then NSX. So, 26 goes to 86. Then, in the fourth column, NSX both 14 voters vote NSX first rather than A86. So 14 votes goes to NSX. Then, in the fifth column, total of 25 voters voted NSX rather than A86. So the 25 goes to NSX. So 14 plus 25 is 39. Then 32 plus 43 is 25. So 101. Total of 101 votes and 39 votes. So the winner on this matchup is A86. So A86 has 2 votes. And there will be no matchup na kasi we've done all the matchup and the results are in here. So the highest score is MK4 with 4 points. NSX got 0 points because all in this matchup is natalo siya sa lahat ng matchup sa lahat ng matchup ni NSX is talo. So therefore the type of car, the best car a car win in the argument. A car win in the argument is Supra MK4 is Supra. For a car win in the argument is MK4 Supra. So in the last example, word problem example is in STEM 2, they are tasked by their teacher to nominate a president in their section. There are 43 voters present. So Gerald, Athelstan, and Jevons are the nominees. Which of the following nominees will be elected as the president of their section? So there are 17 voters. Vote Jevons as first, second si Athelstan at saka third ako. At third si Gerald. Then the 14 voters. Athelstan is first, second si Jevons, third si Gerald. The 12 voters. Gerald is first, Jevons is second, and third si Athelstan. So to get to find the elected president in their section, we need to use we need to find it by using pairwise comparison method. So ang unang match up nito is si Jevons tsaka si Athelstan. So si Jevons dito is nauna kaysa kay Athelstan, so the 17 voters goes to Jevons. And sa pangalawang column, 14 voters vote Athelstan, then so the 14 voters goes to Athelstan. In the last, Jefferens is first, then Athelstan, so the 12 voters goes to Jefferens. So the total of 29 voters. So Jefferens is first. The winner in this matchup. So Jefferens has one 1 point. Then the next matchup is Jefferens versus Gerald. So for 17 voters, Jefferens is first and Gerald, so 17 voters goes to Jefferens. In the second column, with 14 voters, Jefferens is first rather than Gerald, so 14 goes to Jefferens. In the last, 12 voters vote Gerald than Jefferens, so 12 goes to Gerald. So you need to plus this so to we need to plus this 17 and 14. So 17 plus 14 is 31. So the winner in here is Jefferens. Jefferens got 2 points. Gerald and Athelstan. So the next matchup is Athelstan versus Gerald. So in the table, Athelstan is first and Gerald is last. So the 17 voters goes to Athelstan. And in the second column, Athelstan is first, then Gerald. So 14 voters goes to Athelstan. Last 14. Then the last column, Gerald is first, then Athelstan. So the 12 voters goes to Gerald. So 17 plus 14 is 31. Then 12. Therefore, Athelstan won the match up. So Athelstan has 1 point. Gerald has 0. Therefore, the new elected president is a president in STEM. STEM 2 is Jefferens. So this is the answer in each problem. Number 1 problem is therefore the type of movie the group selected to watch is comedy. Number 2 answer is therefore the car win in the argument is MK4 Supra. And the last is therefore the new elected president is in Stento is Jefferens. In each problem, we must match up first, and how many match up will make. Like if there are 4 types, we need to match up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 match ups. But in 5 possible candidates, we need to match up 10 match ups. But if 3, there are only 3 match ups. So this will be the end of my topic, and thank you for watching and listening. Bye.
Audio Jungle.